welcome to MFF. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me are two people who just got done with a rigorous bombing run. They were attacked by gremlins on their B-17 flying fortress. Is that a vitamin or a plane? Did I get the plane right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. David Cross and Megan Hoffmeyer.
How you doing?
I mean, B vitamins are great, and so
very important. very, very essential.
So, David, you called this impromptu meeting of the MFF minds. We kind of talked about this, but we both watched Shadow in the Cloud. Well, all three of us watched it. We loved it. And you sent me a message like, we got to talk about this for 20 minutes, do a quick review.
Yeah. So how do I start this? I went into this movie knowing exactly nothing. I looked up what was the first movie that was going to be released on January 1st, and this came up. I threw it on, and my mind was blown instantly. This is schlock pulpy gold. It's one of the best movies I've seen in a very long time. I enjoyed all 80 minutes of it.
Yeah.
It says 85, but it's 80 minutes. That, and I wanted to talk about how much fun it is, because it's so rare to find a movie that knows what it wants to be and just goes for it. And this does. It's like, we are going to have fun, and that's what it is.
I like the use of schlock. They use that in the Den of Geek review. Schlockiness.
They said it had more pulp than orange juice?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
no, than an orange grove.
Oh, than an orange grove.
Oh
my gosh. But no, this movie, it's, like you said, it's 75 minutes, excluding credits. It goes up in the air, then it goes down, and it just tells a really...
And it flies by.
It flies by. It's just... I love monster movies, first and foremost. And I mean, 2020 and now 2021, between, Underwater, Love and Monsters, and now Shadow in the Cloud. I'm going to say, during this episode, if I mess up Shadow in the Cloud and call it Cloud in the Shadows, or the Shadow Cloud, pardon me, I'm still getting used to the name. You mess it up too, right, David?
Oh, yeah, I wrote a review this morning that's going to go up sometime later today, and I had to go back and respell it, because I messed up the name in every instance.
Wait, did you watch 4 different movies? I'm reading 4 different titles.
Yeah. But they all had the same plot. Interesting.
and as always, you can read David's reviews at Award Wieners on Instagram. So go to Instagram, look up Award Wieners. Wonderful content. People love it. And you're also starting to put your reviews on awardwieners.com, correct?
I am, yeah. We are going to be doing a longer reviews, extended reviews on our website, shorter reviews on Instagram, and we're going to be trying to do essays as well, like once a month. I'm actually working on a ranking of comic book movies in 2020. So Bloodshot is on there, guys.
I mean, it's 1, 2, and 3, is it not?
It's 1 through 20.
Yeah.
There was only like 8 of them released, but it's definitely 1 through 20.
Oh, it's so good. Now, like with the Shadow in the Cloud, I mean, we're going to keep this review pretty quick. We'll talk about what's on the trailer. We don't want to spoil anything just because it's so fresh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to give us
I didn't watch the trailer, by the way. I went in literally blind. I had no idea what this movie was about.
Yeah, so Megan, do you want to give a synopsis of this movie?
No, that's too hard. I don't want to be the one responsible for giving any spoilers. You do it.
Okay. So Shadow in the Cloud. Actually, I have the press release.
There you go.
They sent me some of the press release stuff on this movie, so I'll do that. But I guess if I have to, it's about Chloe Grace Moretz plays a character named Maud. She sneaks onto a plane that's a flight officer that is making a bombing run, it's just making a run, and gremlins attack. Attacks. But there's a lot more to it than that.
A single gremlin.
Yeah, a single gremlin. Mm-hmm. But the press release, what does it say? I'll read. This will be better. Synopsis.
Oh, there you go.
In the throes of World War II, Captain Maud Garrett joins the all-male crew of a B-17 bomber with a top-secret package. Caught off guard by the presence of a woman on a military flight, the crew tests Maud's every move. Just as her quick wit is winning them over, strange happenings and holes in her backstory incite paranoia surrounding her true mission. But this crew has more to fear. Lurking in the shadows, something sinister. There's something on the wing. Something is tearing at the heart of the plane. Trapped between an oncoming air ambush and an evil lurking within, Maud must push beyond her limits to save the hapless crew and protect her mysterious cargo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's good. That's a very good synopsis. No spoilers.
I should have made that up and just said I came up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely something you would do, Mark. So I guess there's a couple points I wanted to make for people who might want to listen to, might want to watch this is, This movie follows the rule of cool. It's like logic doesn't matter, but if it's cool, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. And then I would also say, like, have you seen The Vastness of Night on Amazon?
Oh, we were trying to watch it the other day, and I think Amazon was having some trouble, so I think we're going to watch it very soon.
We tried to watch it last night, and it didn't work, so we watched that Joe Kearney driving around murdering people movie.
Spree.
Yeah, Spree.
Yeah. So my point with The Vastness of Night is that it's a very, very low budget, micro budget film, but it has some of the same DNA as Shadow on the Cloud, where they're doing these exposition techniques to save down and cut down on the cost. So just to be like clear, this isn't too much of a spoiler. There is a large section of Shadow on the Cloud where Maud is in a turret by herself, just listening to the men talk. And for me, it's a very smart way to stretch their CGI dollars because they want to put that all into the gremlin that shows up at the 30-minute mark.
And it looks great. I mean, Weta, they shot this in New Zealand. And so director Roseanne Lang, she did it. This is her first feature. She had done some shorts before, and I think another really low budget feature in TV. But yeah, they did a good job stretching the budget. I like the Gremlin a lot. It was, I don't know, it looks good, it's fun. But yeah, you know what I'm worried about? Is we watched a trailer before this movie, which was a big mistake. And the trailer does make it seem like a nonstop
action thrill ride. Yeah, they do cut a lot of the sort of action pieces into the trailer, which I suppose that makes sense if you're trying to draw an audience. But when I read one of the reviews, they said the first 40 minutes. So you go about 40 minutes in mostly Chloe on the screen. And I sat there and I was thinking, I could be down for this for the whole movie. I mean, I do definitely want Gremlin as advertised, but I could be good with her being the whole movie.
She's so good in this film. I mean, now, the one thing I worry about, and there's two things that are hurting this movie right now. And one of it is the name of Max Landis attached to the script. Since 2017, 2019, he's been accused like over 18 times of sexual misconduct. And so he turned this script in. But then Roseanne got a hold of it, and she, and also the producer Brian Cavanaugh and Kelly McCormick, they went out of their way to rewrite it. That's why when you see the writing credits, it's Roseanne and Max on the film. So she came in, they took the skeletal structure on this, they basically gutted it, but it's still Gremlin on a World War II plane attacking Maud and the crew. But she rewrote most of it, and that's why she was able to get a writing credit. So repeatedly, Roseanne has just said, listen, yes, his name is attached, but this movie is not his. We rewrote it. Chloe even went on to say this in various interviews that this is our movie. We rewrote it. The skeletal structure is there. The scaffolding is there of Max, because Max does that, right? He'll take cops, but trolls, and he'll do stoner hitmen. Kind of he'll add a theme and another theme together. So this is World War II with Gremlin. And actually, his dad directed the segment in Twilight Zone, which was based on the Twilight Zone episode with Shatner, seeing the Gremlins. I mean, this is long-standing. I mean, you had, Snafu. They based a cartoon in the beginning of this movie on Snafu, kind of talking about what goes wrong. In the movie Gremlins, they're talking about gremlins running amok in World War II. So it's a long-standing thing since, World War II, where people swore they saw gremlins on their plane. But I think it's an interesting idea, but that's hurting it because the name Max Landis, a lot of people hear that, and the reviews just focus on his name on it. And another problem is, I just want to get this out of the way. If you're listening to this is an excellent, excellent film. Don't let your expectations be set by the trailer, because right now I was reading through the audience reviews on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh boy.
And I got so mad. They're sitting here and they're just like, another man-hating movie. Someone said that Maud is a Mary Sue, and it infuriates me because I don't want to throw you have movies with Dwayne Johnson where he can fly every vehicle known to man, and I'm not dogging on Dwayne. I'm just saying people are like, yeah, that's awesome. But then you have Chloe hanging on a plane in a movie about flying gremlins attacking, and people are like, that's unbelievable. She can't do all that. And it's just a double standard, and it's really affecting the audience score. So I just want to let people know, just enjoy this movie. It's bonkers. It's pulpy. It's schlocky. It's a monster movie. It gets fun.
Crazier as it goes on, for sure.
And, I mean, it features her throwing a front kick on a gremlin. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, and it's in the trailer, so I feel fine saying that. But it's just... We don't need to go in further into that, but just enjoy
Give it a chance.
What?
Give it a chance. I mean, give it a chance. It is more than what it is. One of the things that I've seen online is this is not doing so well in the Instagram crowd. It's getting sub 4 out of 10 reviews, and that blows my mind. This is not that low. This is 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal taste is probably higher, but I think in general audience it's 7 or 8. But what I think's going on is that people don't understand what like a mid-budget, low-budget movie is and don't know how to expect it. They're like being trained to see a $300,000 movie and think everything needs to be that.
300 million.
Don't. Yeah, 300 million. Yeah, 300 million. Not at 300,000. That's a low one. Micro budget. But people don't quite understand that, and they don't understand pulps. Like like you have to know what a pulp movie is to watch this film and really appreciate for what it is. Yeah. So when I went in, I knew nothing, and I was just delighted that it is so ridiculous.
It is. It gets crazier as you go. I saw one review that wasn't sure if it liked it or not, but they had a good point that every decision that she makes is the wrong decision, and I kind of liked that because that sort of propels it forward.
Yeah, and it kind of sets up two nightmare scenarios, where she's locked in the gun turret, literally locked in there, and she's just dealing with all this abuse from the all-male flight crew, and then a gremlin attacks. Like, it's a double nightmare scenario, and I really dug it. I mean, there's probably the best finger breaking of 2021 so far, which I absolutely loved. But it's...
I like the stylistic choices where they definitely tried to focus on her. They didn't take you in and out of the ball turret where they showed what the guys' faces were doing and they showed their reactions. They didn't do that. They even, when they introduced those characters, they sort of just have like a black background and stylish lighting from the plane to introduce them to you when they say their name. So I like that they're not taking you out of that story that they're building with her.
Mm-hmm. Did you have concerns about the idea of gremlins themselves? Because I think the term gremlins has a lot of baggage from the two Gremlins movies, and definitely from World War II. But like, I would be concerned that people think this is going to be like a super, super goofy Gremlins 2 version of Gremlins, and it's not. It's more like the original idea of World War II when gremlins are on planes and they are just wrecking stuff to cause a plane to crash.
It's like Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was Shatner. I mean, that thing, the suit was, I mean, it was standing on the wing of the plane, ripping it apart. It was not a beer swilling, laughing, cheeky gremlin that could be dispatched easily in a microwave. Like, this is a big... I'm not going to give away some of the surprises to it.
It's a big one.
It's a big, mean... It means ill will towards this thing. It is not cheeky. It's not going to sing. It's not going to turn into an electric gremlin.
I think we're pretty liberal in the use of gremlin. I mean, we apply it to our cats. We just sort of... we use it as an adjective when something is being bad or going wrong.
Yeah, you little gremlin.
Descriptor.
Yeah, it's just, but I like it even more, though, that it's based on kind of the World War II lore. And that's Max Landis' original idea. Mm-hmm. I doubt he kind of wrote, like, Chloe's character as Rich, but it's just, it's fun. I mean, this was something that has been touched on before, but it takes it to another level. And it goes to Bonkers Town. And you know what? I love your point, David, is that people are not used to, this is a micro-budget movie. We could not find the budget. But reading what Roseanne had to say, I mean, they couldn't film in a studio because Avatar had all the studios. So they filmed in a cargo shipping crate. They put all the men in there, and they had her talking to Chloe in the cockpit. They actually recorded that with her. And so she said that the audio engineer had a ton of problems. But they didn't have studio space, and they obviously didn't have a plane, so they just built the turret that could move, and they put a lot of trust onto on Chloe 23-year-old shoulder, like 23-year-old shoulders, and shoulders, yeah, whatever. But it's they had to pre-visit, they had to do the pre-visualization, then they had to